Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into the ultimate director's blueprint, pre-production planning. If you've ever found yourself wondering exactly how those black and white words on a script magically become unforgettable visuals on the screen, well, you are in the perfect place. We're going to break down the absolutely essential tools that filmmakers use to translate text into tangible cinema. Let's get into it.
Picture this. It's day one of filming. You arrive on set, the lighting is perfectly dialed in, your actors are in wardrobe, they hit their marks, and nobody has a clue where the camera is supposed to go. You've got 30 crew members just staring at you, and the only sound is a metaphorical tumbleweed blowing past. Do you start wide? Do you go for a close-up? Do you move the camera? Listen, professional filmmakers never ever make these decisions at the last minute.
Instead, they live by one golden rule. Don't just shoot, plan every shot. It sounds incredibly simple, right? But it's literally the bedrock of successful filmmaking. It's the art of translating a text document, your screenplay, into a concrete, actionable visual plan. It is the exact difference between crossing your fingers and hoping you get good footage and knowing for sure you have exactly what you need in the can.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today's Explainer. First, we'll cover how to avoid chaos on set. Then, we'll compare scripts versus shot lists. After that, we'll break down the anatomy of a shot list, jump into a scene demonstration, and finally, look at how all this actually protects your creativity. So, starting off with Section 1, avoid chaos on set and establishing a workflow.
We've already talked about breaking down a screenplay to figure out your actors, your props, and your locations. But now we have to establish the workflow to actually film the thing. Let's move through this and see how it builds. You start with your screenplay. That moves to your script breakdown, which then informs your shooting script, which directly leads to your shot list, and then, finally, production. These steps are the essential tools helping the director and the entire crew visualize the film way before a single frame is ever recorded.
Moving on to Section 2, scripts versus shot lists. This is all about theory versus execution.
Now, what's really interesting here is the clear contrast between these two tools. Your screenplay is your story script. Its entire job is just to tell the story, establish the characters, and deliver the dialogue. Simple enough, right? But the shooting script is your production script. It's like an evolved version of the screenplay that includes scene numbers, specific technical notes, and references to camera setups or special production needs. It organizes exactly how that story is going to be filmed.
And branching right off that shooting script is our main focus for today, the shot list. Simply put, a shot list is a document that lists every single camera shot needed to film a scene. It functions as a rigid checklist for the camera department. By having this in hand, you completely stop your crew from guessing on set. Instead, everyone follows a unified, strictly planned sequence. No confusion, no waste of time.
Which brings us to Section 3, Anatomy of a Shot List and the 5 key components.
If this seems a bit intimidating, don't worry at all. Just think of this as your psychological checklist every time you prepare a scene. The 5 elements are shot number, shot type, camera angle, camera movement, and notes. We're going to break down exactly what each of these means for your production right now.
Starting with number 1, the shot number. Every single planned setup receives a unique identifier, like shot 1, shot 2, shot 3. This ensures super efficient communication. So when the director calls out the next shot, the camera operator, the lighting team, and the actors all instantly know exactly what's happening. The whole crew is on the exact same page.
Element number 2 is the shot type. This is really about perspective, choosing the right size for the image to visually tell your story. Is it going to be a wide shot to show the whole room? A medium shot? Maybe a close-up or an extreme close-up to capture some intense emotion? An over-the-shoulder shot for a conversation? Or maybe an insert shot to highlight a really specific detail? Remember, you have one scene, but so many different perspectives to choose from. Third, we have the camera angle. You have to ask yourself, where exactly is the camera placed in physical space? Is it right at eye level? Is it a high angle, looking down, or a low angle, looking up? What about a soaring bird's eye view? These angles aren't just technical geometry, guys. They are deeply psychological. Every single angle influences how the audience actually feels about the subject on screen.
Element 4 is camera movement. Sometimes the camera stays perfectly still, but other times it moves. You need to plan whether you're going to pan side to side, tilt up and down, push in on a dolly, follow the action with a tracking shot, go gritty with a handheld rig, or glide smoothly on a gimbal. You absolutely cannot figure out complex movements on the fly. They have to be planned before you ever step foot on set.
And finally, the fifth element, notes. Honestly, this is where the magic really happens. A great shot list includes extra details, often just scribbled handwritten notes, like the specific lens choice, exactly how high the camera should be, when an actor's going to move, specific lighting requirements, or even if you need to rent special equipment for just that one shot. These extra little details smooth out production so much and drastically reduce confusion.
All right, Section 4, the scene demonstration. Let's put theory into practice.
Let's imagine a quick scene. A young man named Ollie enters a room to speak with his grandfather, and this brilliantly illustrates how the list works in action. We start with Shot 1, a wide shot of Ollie entering the room just to establish the geography. Shot 2 is a medium shot of the grandfather looking up. Shot 3 is an over-the-shoulder as Ollie begins speaking, connecting the two characters. Then Shot 4 punches right into a close-up for the grandfather's emotional reaction. And Shot 5 is an insert shot of an old family photograph sitting on the table. Now contrast this clean, hyper-organized list with a chaotic no-list scenario where the crew wastes an hour debating where to put the camera, forgets the reaction shot of the grandfather entirely, and ultimately has to spend thousands of dollars to reshoot the scene next week. Yikes.
And that brings us to a core rule of filmmaking. Plan once, shoot efficiently. Why does this matter so much? Because a solid shot list saves serious production time. It absolutely ensures you avoid missing vital shots, drastically improves team communication, maintains visual consistency, and powerfully reduces stress on set. Professional directors never rely on their memory. They rely on preparation.
Finally, Section 5, protecting creativity and finding freedom through planning.
This is frankly my favorite part of today's explainer, uncovering the overarching philosophy of why rigid planning is actually the most creatively freeing thing you can do. A super common beginner mistake is filming only wide shots and just crossing your fingers that'll be enough in the editing room. Or capturing random camera angles with no clear purpose, entirely forgetting crucial insert shots or reactions. This leads to a painfully difficult edit, and trust me, a very angry editor. Professional habits, on the other hand, involve planned coverage and purposeful camera choices. When you think ahead about what your editor is actually going to need, you guarantee a smooth editing process.
So, the crucial point here is exactly this. A shot list is not about limiting creativity. It is about protecting it. It's a massive professional insight. When you have your essential shots written down and planned out, you aren't boxed in. Rather, you gain the peace of mind, the time, and the deep confidence to actually experiment with new creative ideas during the shoot because you know for a fact your bases are fully covered.
Today, we've seen how a written screenplay transforms into a robust visual production plan through shooting scripts and shot lists. You now know the anatomy of planning every angle, movement, and lens choice before anyone ever yells action. But I want to leave you with a provocative question to ponder. We've written down the shots, but how do we make these written plans even more visual before we shoot? It's a fascinating challenge and one that leads us directly into the incredible art of storyboarding, which we'll be tackling next time. Until then, keep planning, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.